Welcome YouTube, WWE Black, and here's our
Black 2.
This Black number 2.
Black number 2. John number 2.
John number 1, John number 2. My little brother's over there, but he thinks he's too cool for he's too cool. This is our reaction to the Royal Rumble, and I'm just gonna go down it as quick as I possibly can. Number 1, the New Day versus the Swiss Canadian Connection. Great match, but this drew attention, like mad attention to me about the WWE universe, the WWE fans. I knew the match was going to be a good match. It was a very good match. Everybody was getting cheers up until a certain point where Kofi Kingston was getting booed. When in the hell have you ever seen Kofi Kingston get booed?
Never.
Fucking never. Kofi Kingston got booed during his match. People wanted Kofi Kingston to tap out.
Yes, Rey Mysterio power.
That doesn't make any sense. What the hell? Either New Day need to go ahead and break the fuck up, or they need to be heels, because it doesn't make any sense.
I agree. A heel turn would definitely help.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. With this, I want to address the WWE universe. If you keep trying to hijack these pay-per-views, we will never get continuity in the product that WWE give us. Because they're going to try to fit it to what we want. And if everybody decides, oh, we're going to hate the faces you give us, but we're going to love the heels you give us, then it's going to fuck everything up, and we're going to be another 10 years of super wrestlers, i.e. John Cena's. Okay, we'll never get another Dudley Boys, another Edge and Christian. We'll never get another Hardy Boys ever again if this keeps up. Because the Dudley Boys, they used to get cheered when they were putting people through tables, but they would get booed ultimately when they were facing the Hardys. And Edge and Christian would get booed when they were facing both groups.
They're not booking heels and booking faces as heels and faces. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got the New Day.
Yeah.
You know. They're heels. They're getting heat.
It doesn't make any sense. They should have been heels in the first place.
They should. A turn, if they want to save that gimmick, they're going to need a turn real soon. Yeah,
the New Day should be not. Yeah.
Like you said, it would just be another John Cena.
Yeah, there you go. More John Cena's. Okay, the next match that happened was the Ascension versus
New Age Outlaws.
New Age Outlaws. The match was quick.
Yeah.
And
you knew they were going over, because why bring New Age Outlaws if they're going to put them over? I think they put somebody over last year, didn't they?
They won. They actually won last year. I think they won at the Royal Rumble. They won the titles and then lost to the Rose Brothers.
Oh, they did. They did win the titles and gave it to the Usos, I think.
It was either one of them.
Yeah, it was one of them.
It was one of them. I can't remember.
That's neither here nor there. I'm not sold on the Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. They ruined the Ascension from NXT. Even when I was watching NXT at a certain point, it was.
That's really poor booking on the part with them.
What the hell?
There's no way that they should be tanking the way they do, especially with as much energy they were coming from NXT. I was actually stoked. I'm like, when are they coming to the main roster? You know what? They're here at the main roster. I wish they would go back.
They fucked up with letting them, one, on the mic, two, let them mention the Road Warriors.
Forcibly try to make them into being the next generation of Road Warriors.
Yeah, like
they're never going to live up to that hype.
They have to earn it.
Yeah.
It has to be earned. Okay. The next match was the Divas match between it was a squash match. I really don't give a fuck.
It was a Divas match?
It was.
I must have took a nap then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah.
There was a Divas match, man. The Usos match.
I think cartoon characters in the ring. They're entertaining. They do flippy shit, as you would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Flippy Samoan 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm a little over them.
Yeah.
You know, when they took the belts from Gold and Stardust, I was a little upset.
Yeah.
You know, I was really on Gold and Stardust, but that's neither here nor there. They sell merchandise, so you know why they're the titles. Why they're the champions.
Yeah,
they get ratings on the Diva show or whatever that is. They get ratings on there, so that's why they're champions.
Yeah. Well, that's it for
that.
And you know I like talking about the ethnic wrestlers, but you know I can't. Yeah. You know. Now the Royal Rumble. Before we say anything about the Royal Rumble, my original pick for the Royal Rumble was either Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, or Bray Wyatt. Obviously, it's obvious. Before I get into that, for you Daniel Bryan fanboys, oh my God, I just want to address the WWE Universe one more time. Fuck Philadelphia. Fuck the WWE Universe. Like I said earlier, if you keep it up, There will be no continuity. It would have not made any sense if Daniel Bryan had won. That's why he got thrown out so early. Because if he hadn't got thrown out so early, they'd have rioted in Philadelphia. You cannot put that over Philadelphia.
That was a good place. They rioted ECW, didn't they? Yep. John Cena wins, we ride. That's yeah.
They don't give a damn. They'll turn that bitch inside out, okay? And they will riot in the streets and you know that shit'll look like Ferguson, Missouri, okay?
Jeez,
yeah. I want to also say, fuck the WWE Universe, Philadelphia mainly, because you guys chanted CM Punk during the Royal Rumble.
He's Phil Brooks now, by the way.
He's Phil Brooks. He's not coming back. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you got about half a decade.
Get over it. Get over it.
At least half a decade before you see him again in the WWE, right? I
feel like you'll see Phil Brooks again in the WWE once Ryback is done.
Didn't even think about that.
Once Ryback is done. Because Ryback's, I don't think his career is going to be very long. He's going to eventually get caught.
He has actually a lot of current injuries.
Yeah. So Ryback's not, I don't think he's going to last very long. But only so Feed Me More is not going to last forever. Mm-hmm. It'll last for another year or two.
Because that chant is what does it. He doesn't get those chants as a heel.
Yeah.
They actually cut it out of his music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's true. Ryback's not going to last as a face or a heel. He's dry.
So, yeah.
Who Ryan Reeves too.
I also still don't understand why Ryback gets cheers and Biggie Langston doesn't. But
the kids like saying "Feed Me More."
Shit.
When Biggie was doing the LeBron, you know what I'm saying? When he was doing the LeBron, he was getting pops.
He was getting some pops, but the thing is, they didn't let him on a microphone. They didn't let him cut a promo. They didn't let him talk. Also, with this NXT people, why are you changing the NXT people once they come to the main roster? I need five. Yeah, do you realize that shit would have been over? Five. If you had Biggie Langston come over to the main roster, destroy some people, and do his own count.
Holding CM Punk's bags,
3.
Yeah, holding CM Punk's bags. Like, I understand they were trying to give him CM Punk's residual, you know what I'm saying, fandom, but nah, the nigga never said nothing. He was he's current Rusev, actually.
Basically, yeah.
It was for
Dolph. Yeah. Okay, so before we get to this, how do you feel about what just happened? Do you want to go negative first, or you want to go positive? Because I'm gonna go positive.
You're the good cop.
Okay, so good cop, bad cop. We about to go good cop, bad cop.
He's the guy sold on Roman Reigns.
I'm not sold on Roman Reigns. I tolerate him.
He has faith that he can be.
He can.
They went the right move today with The Rock. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Which I want to say, fuck what you go believe. I said that would happen, or it should happen in order for him to be, for it to work.
That's why they did it.
Charisma has to rub off on him.
Yeah.
Because without that, Vince is looking for that.
He's looking for that again.
Who you can send a Good Morning America and be like, not have a problem on the mic and represent the company.
Yeah.
And it's like if he can't do that, I can't buy in as a complete superstar.
Yeah.
You made some good points.
He's not going to be complete.
Yeah. You made some good points when he was like, he has crisp matches. He does not botch. He does not hurt people. What matters in the ring from the moment that his music hits, all that's good. Yeah. Everything else sucks.
Yeah. He did. I like Roman Reigns because I've always been I was a Goldberg fan, okay? I've always been a Goldberg fan. I don't care what nobody say about Goldberg. They always talk about how bad Goldberg was. But if you go back and watch his matches, a lot of his matches, and even some of the house shows that he did, I heard about, he always did a new move.
His first what, 6 months were a little rough, but after that, he was good.
It was good.
You know what I'm saying?
It was good.
Once he got matches that were longer than 2 minutes, he was decent.
Goldberg went 20-minute matches. People refuse to remember it. It happened, and he did well.
Youngest ain't gonna know you can wrestle if it's 30-second match.
But Goldberg was also okay on the mic. Roman Reigns is not. He still has it in his gut. He has that jitter.
Yeah, it looks like that.
If you ever been in what I said to you earlier, if you ever been in a public speaking classroom and you have to do public speaking and you have to do a speech in front of people, you get that jitter. It's a jitter you get. It's like he's nervous, and you can tell that he is. But when he's in the ring, he has that intensity.
That's not there. Yeah, that's not there.
He's not. It's like
two completely different people, son.
Yeah, it's like that's that. Great point.
It is, son. It's like two completely different people.
I'm not entirely sold on Roman Reigns, but I believe that they made the right decision on going with him for, I guess, Mania, because it's time that Brock Lesnar put over another powerhouse.
I would have liked to see Bray, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I am a Bray Wyatt fan. He got the whole world in his hands.
With Brock, to build that up with Brock, it's hard to build Bray up and not bury Brock. Because that whole mind games thing, you can't make Brock scared and then he still be effective.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the thing with Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose wasn't scared.
Yeah,
so it kind of took away from Bray Wyatt a little bit.
True.
You know, when Bray Wyatt can fuck with you and do that Undertaker shit, which I still vote for WrestleMania. It's like, if you can do that Undertaker shit, he could be effective.
Yeah.
But they've been spending like the last 3 months he hasn't been winning.
Yeah, Bray. But, I mean, like, he went over on Dean, and he went over on...
Cena buried the shot.
Cena buried him. That's the company's fault. But the problem with that is that matchup was so over.
Okay, yeah.
Cena was putting him over for a little bit, and then they made the decision to have John Cena beat Bray Wyatt, which was bullshit. That should have never happened. If you wanted to go with a draw, that match should have never happened, or it should have been a double. It should have not been an ending because, you know, we've been complaining about Cena for the last 7 years. And I say 7 years sparingly because the first 3 years, everybody loved Cena.
Chain Gang Cena was that.
I loved John Cena. I hated the fact that he's appropriating black culture. I'm not going to ever get that up.
I know.
But I loved John Cena for the first 3-4 years. Crime Time Cena was tight.
That was real racist.
They should have continued with it though. They had that shit for like a month and then that was it.
And Cena got that injury.
Yeah, that should have been a stable.
Yeah, okay, that would have been a good stable.
But anyway, I think they did well with Roman. Roman, I believe, deserves it. I don't think he does not need to talk. He don't need to talk. He does not need to speak.
Short and sweet. If he does.
There you go. Short and sweet. You're next.
Yeah, awesome. Like, he doesn't need to try to be The Rock.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? If he's going to do that, he's to completely emulate that character, and no one's going to do that. Rock is a once-in-a-generation type. Once
in a life. I don't think they're going to have, in order to find somebody like The Rock, they're going to have to find a nigga from prison who's a sweet-talking, jive-ass nigga. Because The Rock, if you think about The Rock, the way he speaks to people, that is his black side.
Yeah, that is the
you don't know no Samoans who speak like that unless they grew up in a black neighborhood.
Yeah, if you saw the end of that, Samoans will talk to you like that. Yeah. You can tell. You look at all the other Samoans and they don't talk like that. You look at it.
It is a black thing that black people talk shit. Black people talk shit to each other about white people, about the Chinese people who put a cat in our food, because it does happen. Let's not pretend it does not happen.
I like me some General Toes mice.
Hey, that shit tasty though. I'm not gonna lie. I wish they would come clean about it, and then maybe I'll be like, I tried a little bit of mice and it was tasty, and I continue it. But I don't want you have a Chinese restaurant right next to the fucking put a fucking animal shelter that put dogs down. Yeah,
pigeon nets.
Yeah, but
yeah, man. I really think after you kind of explained me your point of view, I feel it more, but I still need to see that from Roman. Yeah. For me I can see the build up to him being Mania and him deserving the WrestleMania main event, but him beating Brock and what Brock has meant to the WWE for the past decade now. Yeah. It's for me to believe that he can do that. I don't see it yet.
Yeah,
he's still very green, and if you look at like the other Shield members, he's the greenest one out of them.
But that's because Roman wasn't on the independent circuit like those guys were. He was he was born and raised in FCW.
A lot of people were, so I can give you that. Yeah. Cena.
There's this mindset now that in the WWE that in order for you to go over, you have to have been an over guy in the indies. That is not fair to people like, I'm going to say Biggie Langston a lot.
People, yeah.
Biggie Langston, Roman Reigns, people who were discovered by somebody who's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Remember China? China was not a wrestler. Well, China was a bodybuilder.
But see, the thing is that
John Cena, bodybuilder.
That's one of the things that I guess people, hold against Roman, and let's say for what Big Show says, he calls him pretty boy all the time. Yeah. That you go to a football game and you see Roman Reigns, charismatic looking young man, and JR sees him like, oh, I think you could do something in this company. But then he's like, tell me how you can help us. I believe. Believe that. Gotta be a little more than that.
Believe that.
Believe that type shit. I mean, when Roman Reigns was with the Shield was over.
Yeah. And but Roman was over too.
He was over, but that's because he was that Diesel nigga who was ooh ah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the Spear is a fun move to watch. He did a lot of high impact moves. And because he was the more larger of stature, they kind of gravitated towards him because it's the WWE.
It was also because Dean Ambrose, they were heels And not until they became faces did they start actually. Because usually what they do, when you're healed, they dial you down.
Roman kind of went over first as the face.
Yeah.
You know, especially he did that interview with that girl, calling her baby or sweetie or something.
Yeah. If they're going to go anywhere with Roman Reigns, he should be the powerhouse that don't talk and then he gets pussy.
I can see the silent but deadly. He can pull that off.
Yeah. That's what needs to happen. You can't, Brock Lesnar has been successful. Brock Lesnar opens his mouth and he's fucking Mike Tyson. Brock Lesnar,
baby,
he has that pedigree about him. He's a big motherfucker. He's strong as shit. He's a pedigree MMA guy. He's been UFC champion. He is a badass like Mike Tyson. But if Mike Tyson or Brock Lesnar over the phone, you would think he was a pussy little boy that calls you a nigger while you beating him up in Call of Duty.
This is true.
You wouldn't take him serious. The same thing with Roman Reigns. Actually, Roman Reigns, I think he has a better voice than those guys. He sounds a lot. He's a lot deeper voice, but his issue is that he freezes up.
He can't piece it together for some reason. And I think ultimately it just comes down to him being comfortable.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. He needs that.
Yeah.
And until, I guess that's what they're trying to do, help The Rock bring some of his personality out, because ultimately that's what The Rock did.
Yeah.
You know, he was Rocky Maivia, which was a WWE product.
Yeah.
He had to think like, oh, fuck this, I'm going to be myself.
Be himself.
And then he became The Rock.
He got over.
So fuck Roman Reigns. He needs to find out who he really is.
Yeah.
And he needs to do it in the next 2 months.
Yeah. Fast. In a hurry. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter, because guess what? Seth Rollins going to cash in on whoever wins that match.
Seth Rollins, post-WrestleMania, Rollins will be the
It will most likely, Roman Reigns is going to go over on Brock Lesnar. If you watch my other video, I believe that Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose is going to be in the main event. Somehow, it's going to, Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar, is going to be Roman Reigns. I believe it might happen somehow.
That's a decent main event.
Yeah, somehow it could happen, and it doesn't matter who wins that match because Seth is cashing them on.
Seth will add a lot of a nice dynamic level to that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It could end up being a triple whatchamacallit, and then you have a quick reunition of the Shield. They take out Brock Lesnar and they fuck each other up.
Yeah,
it's possible. You think about it. Yeah. It's possible, but you know they might need them. You might need Seth for the bodies for
this. I guess this will lead to. I guess we'll be able to tell a lot based on like where Seth is.
We actually completely ignored the WWE Championship match.
Oh shoot!
We completely ignored that match.
That was actually a pretty good match too.
That was a great match. Actually.
Yeah, actually, it really was.
I was content.
Yeah, it's better than the John Cena. Brock Lesnar match again.
Yeah.
Because that would have pissed me off.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm guessing, why they added Seth Rollins.
It started off that way.
Yeah, you see what Seth Rollins could do to that match. Man.
Oh my God.
Completely different.
Seth Rollins deserves everything he gets. But I also believe that Roman Reigns does too.
And Brock was that nigga that match too.
He did. Oh my God.
Brock was that nigga.
That was great. That was the greatest. I was like, oh my God.
That was good, Brock.
Hey, I jumped up. I was celebrating.
This guy marked.
I was. I marked out with Bubba Ray. I marked out for the 3D.
Awesome move. Should have saw Devon though.
Yeah, there's some bullshit that. Oh, let's have the black guy. Yeah, be Devon. They didn't even do that.
Yeah, get the table.
Like.
He thought about it. You could tell him.
Yeah, that was.
Should I call him nigga? You're not Devon. You're not Devon.
I marked out with Brock won.
You won DDP, right? No, you didn't mark out for DDP.
I didn't mark out for DDP. I knew he was coming. I knew he was coming, so it didn't really bother me so much. I marked out for The Rock, and you're probably gonna be mad at this, but I marked out when Daniel Bryan got thrown the fuck over the ropes. I marked the fuck out. He does not need next year. 3 times a champion already.
Still feel his arm? Yeah, next year.